All right, let's go out to Sydney, Australia, and talk to Kayla. What's up, Kayla?
Hello.
How we doing?
All right. How are you?
I'm doing okay. We're just a little bit of mayhem today. How can I help? Thanks for calling.
Um, I found my husband cheated on a weekend night through his phone. Just not sure how to go forward with that, how to handle myself. I'm trying to put myself together, but yeah.
I'm heartbroken for you. I can hear it on you. How long have y'all been married?
8 years.
8 years. Is this the first time you know of this happening?
Yes, that's the thing. I've never tried to look into his phone in that way and never had a doubt or anything. And this night I just had a feeling because I called him after midnight. I thought he was going to be back by then. He didn't answer my call, tried a couple of times. I tried his friend that he went with, and then he calls me back, but he was still busy, not giving me a fixed time, and he was going to be back. He comes home in the morning, goes to bed, and, when I look into his phone, there was these numbers that I tried calling back, and yeah.
Who were they? Like, tell me what happened. What were the numbers? Did you just call strange, old girlfriends? Like, who were you calling?
No, it was just an escort service.
Oh, wow. So he cheated on you with a prostitute.
Yep.
Oh, my. Yikes.
So I don't know which one's worse. If he had an affair, that would have been worse, or if this is the worst, I just don't know how to...
So he didn't just cheat on you. He put your life and your health at pretty significant risk.
And I don't know if this is the first time it's happened. I'm just questioning everything.
Of course, yeah. You've probably heard me say this on the show. That's what makes this type of relational rupture so powerful. Is not only does it dissolve what was, right? So the marriage you thought you had is now over. It also dissolves your trust in yourself. Because like you said, I've never even thought to question him. Never even occurred to me. And now I question everything. Every time he's ever been late.
When I was questioning him, I was sure what had happened. But I'm like, what if it comes, it's untrue. And what if I'm just blaming him on this? It's a big thing that I'm going to confront him with. My hands were shaking.
Of course. But I think it's your body that knows everything's different now. Everything's different now. What did he say when you confronted him?
Well, he just kept saying, "No, calm down. What happened? What did you look into my phone? What happened?" I was like, "Just open your phone." I don't even have his passcode. So he has fingerprint, which we've spoken about it before, and it just comes as a joke, that I have boys sending me, they have their college friends groups and they have these videos and all that nonsense. And I didn't take it very seriously. So I'm like, were these the signs that I've been ignoring in the past? And this is what it... So yeah, he just kept saying, "No, just calm down." And then finally when he opens his phone, I'm like, "Who's this?" And he's like, "Oh, we went out with the friends and, this happens." And then I just started to get really angry when you haven't even apologized or anything and you're just making excuses. That made me even more mad. I just wanted him to admit it, but he did not until I proved it to him. At this point, whatever he said after that, I just don't know if it was to calm me down, if it was true. Yeah.
What a mess. I'm so sorry.
He's saying he's ready to change because I was just going to take kids for a bit just away from him, back overseas and just think about it. He's literally begged to give him another chance. He will do whatever I want him to do. I don't want that type of relationship. I don't want him to do what I, want, even though I do, but not from me. He should know. what he needs to do.
So how can I help you? What a mess. I'm so sorry. How can I help?
So I just need, this is more about me now. Now I'm just putting myself together. How do I deal with this situation? I've tried, and I've got a referral for a psychologist for myself before we go into marriage counseling. To just put myself together. Also, when I do have boundaries with him, say in future, is it going to be me too much asking about stuff like not going out with boys for a while until, I feel okay, post midnight, or going to a strip club, or, things happen that way that night. He first went for a drink and then strip club and then carried on with all of that.
Let me just hop in here. That's insane. That is nonsense insanity. I went out last night with a group of guys. We went and had dinner. We stayed out way too late. None of us ended up at a strip club. None of us ended up calling prostitutes. None of us ended up coming home and lying to our wives. That's not just a part of it. Those things don't just happen.
That's what I'm thinking.
No, Kayla, you're not crazy. It's madness. That does not just happen. Oh my God, that happens in the movie The Hangover. That's it. And it's a movie with Zach Galifianakis. Hilarious, but not reality. You set out with intention.
About not giving him much time. Just being after kids and, my own life. I've lost my parents last year, and I'm just in that mess dealing with that. Another thing is he knew I'm in a mess, and he did that to me. Like, does he even care about me anymore?
Yeah, the challenge, hun, is it's not about you. It's about him. You have to deal with the blowback, right? I mean, it's become about you. But this is a selfish, dishonest liar that you're married to.
And I asked him will he leave his friends for me. He said yes. And then one night, his friend is in an emergency, which he ended up in the hospital, the same friend that he went with. And now I'm like, it's not even his friend's fault. It's more him. I don't know why I'm angry with them. So I let him, he's like, I really need to go. Is that okay? I'm like, yeah, fine. I even visited him in the hospital.
Right.
But is it okay for him to be friends with that group?
Here's the thing. Kayla, hold on. I'm telling you, I'm just going to cut straight to it. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Everything in your world's blown up. And if you've ever watched like a disaster movie, there's always a house that blows up. There's a bunch of houses that blow up in a disaster movie. And they always cut to a scene where there's somebody just like trying to start picking things up already. And you just want to tell the person, well, just stop. Stop. And that's what I want to tell you. You lost your parents in the last year. Your marriage is blown up. You lost trust in yourself. You lost trust in this guy that you've leaned on. You don't know up from down, left to right. And you have to take ownership that that's the state of things at this moment. Okay?
Yeah. Is it repairable? I have 2 kids.
Yes, it's 100%. There's a light at the end of this thing, but you got to sit in the dark for a minute. And yes, you're a mom. You're a good mom. And I got to feed my kids, got to go to school. They got to eat. They got to do these things. But I need you to know you didn't blow this thing up, but you have to deal with this side of it, okay? All of the questions you are asking, let me just sum them up here. Y'all are going to have to rebuild a brand new marriage from the floor up. And that's not a bad thing. That's probably a good thing. There is no firm foundation on a new marriage, on any marriage, it's not built on trust. I trust you. I can rest assured that you're telling the truth, period. And so you're going to have to practice trust. What does that mean? That means month by month, you're going to have to say, I need to see your phone always. I need to go back and look at all the old records of our finances to see how many escorts you've contacted in the past. I need to know every time you've cheated on me in the last 8 years. And if you lie to me, you're telling me with your language you want this marriage to end. I'm going to tell you, I've worked with people who've made bad decisions for many, many, many years. And I can't think of a time that somebody out of the blue just went and hung out with their buddies and went to a strip club and then got prostitutes. That's an escalating pattern of behavior that happens over time.
Yeah.
If your husband and his friends were one of the rare groups that this just got out of control and this just happened, okay, fine. I could stand to be wrong, but I don't think I am. And if it was, that's when you come home and then you've got a husband on your front porch that's weeping so hard because he knows he just screwed up real, real bad. And that's not your husband. Your husband just came home nonchalant, went to bed, tried to hide it, lied to you, made you feel stupid. So to move forward at all, you have to start with the trust. And that means you have to say, here's what it's going to take for me to trust you. Not all the way. We got 8 years to build that back. Here's what it's going to take for me to trust you today. And we're going to get through today. And we're going to go to tomorrow. And some time with your kids away might be healthy for a season because you're so blinded by anger and frustration and disillusionment. It might just be important for you to take a step back.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a bad thing. Do you want this marriage to keep moving forward?
Well, if it was 10 years ago, I would have never thought I would stay with a cheating partner like this.
Yeah.
But now for the sake of my kids, and I love him, I gave it a nice thought for a week. I didn't speak to him. I was so angry, just ignored, just did nothing in the house related to him. I thought I was going to go away, but it just hurt me so bad. I don't have anyone else, just him at this point.
You don't have a girlfriend or a group of friends you can call?
I do have, but I don't know if I want to tell them this. I don't want things to be repaired, and then I just don't want them to think he's a fool.
He's 100%. He 1,000% is a fool. But I want to tell you, one of the frustrating things about this is you start keeping secrets from people that love you and that you love.
Yeah.
And this little thing that he did, it's not a little thing, this huge thing that he did, it ends up affecting every single relationship you have by yourself because you want to try to protect him. And then it affects the couple relationships y'all have. It starts to affect everything. And so I'm going to tell you, the fewer secrets you can keep with people that you love and trust, the better. That doesn't mean you get there and sit down with your girlfriends and gossip about him and talk about how awful he is and he's the worst and blah. That's not what I'm saying. That's you getting down in the mud with him. If you start stealing his passcode, if you start sneaking around then you're becoming him. You're becoming dishonest too. We're not going to do that. We're going to keep our dignity and our respect. But having 2 or 3 friends that you can sit down and say, hey, my husband screwed up real bad and he blew up everything. And I don't know what is up and what is down. People can handle a lot, but they can't handle a lot by themselves. They can with people walking alongside them.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing all these days. I stopped work because of my boy starting school, but I'm just in the bed all day. I barely do anything.
Yeah.
I'm just not functioning right.
Yeah.
He is supporting me at this point, but I just don't know what future holds. What am I going to do?
If you find yourself unable to get out of bed, if you find yourself a week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, and you can't eat, and you're catching your breath, and you don't want to take a shower, and you just want to stay in bed, absolutely call a psychologist and go sit with a therapist. No question about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you've already done that, which is really wise. Not because you're broken. I don't think something's wrong with you. I think your body has been through enough. It's enough the loss of your parents, the transition to Australia. Now your marriage has exploded. Your body has just said, I quit. I'm checking out for a season. So there's nothing wrong with you. Your body's working. The question is, like, this isn't the time right now. 'Cause I got kids. I got to figure this out. I got to start making plans. So let's sit down with a therapist in your local area and let's begin working through that. But globally speaking, if he doesn't come clean and tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help him God, then anything you build moving forward is built on a faulty foundation. And if you don't give him a road, if you say, I'm going to trust you, I'm going to stay in this marriage, we're going to rebuild this, but you don't give him a roadmap back to your trust, you're going to get mad at him for not riding on the right roads. So you're going to have to say, as un-Hollywood as it is, I need you to do the following 5 things for me to trust you today. Love today looks like open up your phone. Love looks like you don't carry an ATM card for a while because I don't trust how you're going to spend our joint money. Love looks like me and the boys are going to go spend 30 days at a friend's house just so I can clear my head and even ask myself, what do I want? What do I need? I just need to get out of the haze of this house. It's being very, very clear with him. And that starts with you saying, I deserve to have some wants, and I deserve to have some needs, and I deserve dignity and respect. And since the man I married isn't doing that, isn't giving me that, I'm going to go get it. I am going to stand up tall, and I'm going to demand it. And you deserve that, Kayla. You deserve that. So sorry for all of your losses. I don't think your marriage is over. Doesn't have to be. But you're going to have to be very, very clear about what you need moving forward. And he's going to have to be willing to take a knee, both knees, and say, I'm sorry. I'm in the rebuilding process for the long haul. Hopefully he can make that turn. Hopefully you can too.